human being. Outside of any of the evils that he may or may not have done, he is a really thoughtful, intelligent, fun human being. Like the wit and the depth from the JRE perspective is really interesting. I'm like his manager now, selling he's a judo
trying
guy.
to get Trump. He's really good at judo.
He's-
I have seen him practice judo. He's a legit black belt.
And not only that, he loves it, not just skill wise, but to talk about it, to reason about it, to think about it, to MMA as well. So, you know, it'd be a good conversation, but you wouldn't travel to him. Well, that's hold to your principles. So that's the core of the advice. Just hold to whatever.
I would rather, here's the thing. There's not a person that I have to have on the show.
Right.
And I'm happy to talk to anybody. I'm just as happy to talk to you as I am to talk to Trump, as I am to, probably more happy to talk to you, as I am to talk to Mike Tyson, as I am to talk to Joey Diaz. I like talking to people. I enjoy doing podcasts. I enjoy talking to a variety of people, and I schedule them based on, I want to I try not to get too many right-wing people in a row or too many progressive people in a row. I don't want to get repetitive. I try not to get too many fighters in a row. I try to balance it out. Not too many comedians. Comedians are the one group where I can have 3, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, because that's my tribe. You know, those are my people. It's easy. We can talk about anything. It's a weird dance, you know. The conversations that you're doing on a podcast are they're a strange dance, and you want to not step on your own feet, and you want to make sure that you do it in a way, do the podcast in a way that's entertaining for people. And conversations are learning how to talk to people. It's a weird skill.
Yeah.
It's a weird skill that took a long time for me to get good at. And I didn't know it was a skill until I started doing it. And then I just thought you're just talking. Like, I know how to talk. We'll just talk to people. And then along the way, I realized and then when you talk to people that are bad at it, you realize that it's a skill. Like particularly one of the things about my people, about comedians, is a lot of them tend to want to talk but don't want to listen.
Right. Yeah.
So they're waiting for you to stop talking so they can talk, but they're not necessarily thinking about what you're saying, you know, and they're just waiting for their opportunity, or they talk over you, and I try real hard not to do that, and sometimes I fail, but when I'm at my best, I'm dancing.
Yeah, ultimately the skill conversation is just really listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, and listening and thinking.
Listening and thinking, and being like genuinely curious, and really having a take on what they're saying, and maybe a follow-up question, or maybe it's got to be real. It's got to be authentic. And when it is authentic and it's real, it resonates with people. Like they're listening and they go, oh, like I'm locked in with the way you're thinking. Like you two guys are in a conversation and I'm locked in. You know, when she talks and you listen, I'm listening too. You know, when he says something to her, or when she says something to him, like there's a thing that happens during conversations where you're there. Like you're listening to and it's with me, when I listen to a good podcast, I feel like I'm in the room. I feel like I'm in the room, and I'm like I'm like the friend that got to sit down and listen. Like, oh yeah, it's a great conversation.
Yeah.